Teachers are very interesting. So interesting, in fact, that I've decided that they are an imponderable. So I will attempt to explain their odd behaviors through doodling. First of all, when do teachers fart? I'm aware that it's not the most pleasant subject, but seriously, you spend something like 7 hours a day, 5 days a week with them, and I have never in my life heard one fly. Any human being could not suppress flatulence for that long. Maybe that's what they do in the teacher's lounge. That would certainly explain why no students are allowed inside. Maybe they don't have enough time for farting, but they certainly have enough time to scold us about doing our homework. It doesn't matter if you have a dentist appointment, it doesn't matter if you're sick or got in a car crash, it doesn't even matter if you died. Teachers really want your work. But why? What use could a bunch of random papers do for them? My theory is that there must be some sort of teacher black market, where graded papers serve as currency. That's probably why they always give us so much homework, so we could turn it in, and then they can have lots of papers to trade for that teacher stuff that they love so much, like calculators, or those ugly loafer shoes. However, technically this makes students slaves, because if we refuse to do our homework, then we'll get in trouble. And that makes the teacher black market system a secret conspiracy, which is illegal, so students should not be allowed to do homework anymore. Another thing about teachers that baffles me is their need for coffee. Every day I see it on their desk. People who drink a lot of coffee usually have this crazed expression on their face, probably caused by the caffeine that has replaced the blood inside their veins. But not all teachers have the crazed expression. Either they've drank so much coffee over the years that they've become immune to it, or they're taking decaf. Either way, I'm sure it's a very valuable item on the teacher black market. Another thing about teachers. There's always that one random kid that they don't like. The one that they blame for everything. Even if the teacher saw that Johnny tipped over the vase and not you, she will blame you and give you detention. And if Susie pushed you at recess, the teacher will say that you actually pushed Susie down. Then, Susie will get to eat a lollipop at the teacher's desk, while you get scolded for lying and have to have a week of detention. Here's another thing about teachers. They seem to really enjoy making everyone do dioramas, which coincidentally sound just like diarrhea, which is pretty much what they end up looking like once you're finished with them. But why would teachers want all these random shoe boxes in their possession? Unlike the graded papers, I don't think that they're items that you can trade in the teacher black market. I believe that teachers all over the world are involved in another secret conspiracy. Just like Jim Benton mentioned in one of his books, Dear Dumb Diary, I believe that teachers are using the dioramas to create a giant castle in a secret location. Then when it's finished, they can stop being teachers and do nothing all day but drink coffee and watch history documentaries. After a while, bringing hundreds of dioramas to a giant castle fortress must get kind of tiring. But teachers probably use coffee as their motivation, thinking of the endless supply that they'll get to drink once they're inside and away from students. We're all familiar with the troublemaker of the class, who's always goofing off. But what I don't understand is when he, or anyone for that matter, does something wrong, the teacher punishes the entire class. Usually, this means that the entire class has to stay indoors during recess. What is it exactly that they hope to accomplish by doing this? It's not like everyone else did something wrong. And it's not going to prevent the kid from doing it again any more than it would if he was punished on his own. So my question is, why do teachers do this? I'm assuming that it has to do with what teachers love most, coffee. Punishing 29 extra students probably makes it substantially more quiet for teachers to think about their precious caffeine. After all, if they don't stay motivated, then they'll never finish their giant castle fortress, where they can drink all the coffee they want. Here's the last thing about teachers. Sometime in their life, they must have lost the ability to recognize what other people are feeling. Because they get really excited about super boring subjects, and then like to lecture us about them for an hour, and they tell us about history, and facts, and some other stuff that I can't really remember because I, and the rest of the class, will have fallen asleep. But they just keep on lecturing anyway, not noticing that our drool has turned our notes into a soggy mess. But I guess that's just the way teachers are. Maybe one day, we'll all understand them.